You know, as much as I'd love just to, keep going into the mountains every day, the truck keeps breaking, which is starting to get really obnoxious. So now, if we pop the hood, which additionally to everything else is also broken, we have to pull it with a wrench, or whatever that's called, pliers, because why not? Open this up, and all the water falls off. Down in there is leaking exhaust out the side, so that's a lot of fun. But I have the gaskets. I just have to figure out how to get that open and actually change it out. So now theoretically all I need to do is put these two gaskets, and they should go down in there. I just have to figure out how to actually get the exhaust off. So now this is disconnected right there. So now I have to figure out how to move that even farther. Oops, autofocus, farther down, because then the gaskets will go right in there. Okay, literally just pulling worked. But if you can see down there, these gaskets, or what was left of them, are absolutely shot. There's like no gasket left. And that guy is also pretty shot. It looks like just a bunch of bands of metal together. I'm curious about what the new ones look like now. They look like that, which is significant difference. It's basically just the rings of a foamish material. I don't think it's actually foam inside the metal bands, and those old ones were purely just metal bands. So that's pretty humorous. So I'm gonna put these on. All right, so they're the wrong ones for the truck. So now we get the fun part of then taking another vehicle. This vehicle is inoperable, so we get to grab another one. So as it turns out, just at AutoZone right now, the exhaust I have, why the gaskets are so much smaller, I mean what's left of the gaskets, it's because it's a California compliant model, which is, cringe just because it means it lived in California at one point. But also, now that's going to cost me a little bit extra money, and I gotta wait a week before it actually gets here. So Yellow, I believe last time we spoke, I said those parts would be in 1 week, those gaskets. It took 2 weeks. Then I went on a 2-week vacation. And then I went on a trip to the mountains, and then they fell out. So now we have another 2 coming. So basically down here, they fell out because the exhaust, as you saw, was open earlier. That happened again while I was driving up in the mountains. All 3 bolts came off that are supposed to hold it together, and the exhaust just went straight pipe, so it went straight from exhaust header. It just dumped the exhaust into the engine bay. It was incredibly loud and just a pretty bad time. But also, before that happened, we replaced all the seals going from the head into the exhaust headers. That's fun. Replaced a bunch of belts down here so it no longer squeaks. On the power steering belt on that, and the belt on the alternator. It's down there, you can kind of see it. And then also the tensioner pulley on the power steering belt. So, with parts coming in soon for that guy down there, the truck will be almost functional, like 100% functional. It's functional. It's never not been functional. It just kind of sometimes sucks to drive, but it's never not been functional. And also the hood latch now works. We fixed the cabling on that. So this truck, it's like constantly in repairs, but never just not working. Even when the starter died, you could technically push start it because it's a manual. But I want to show you something real quick. How quiet this is. It starts up. Look at that. So beautiful and quiet. Even though it is technically leaking exhaust right now, if you were to hold your hand down by the exhaust flange, you'd feel little pieces of air. What do you call that? Puffs of air, hitting your hand, which it's leaking exhaust. But whatever, it basically works.